That's the moment we all fear, isn't it? You're just enjoying yourself and you're trying on nice makeup and dresses, and then... oh shit! My partner's home. And I'm plastered in makeup and wearing her favourite dress. There's no way I can let her see me like this. Now, realistically, you've got three options at this point. You can lock yourself in the bathroom and try and get all of this off before they notice. You can come clean and try and find an excuse of why you're trying to squeeze into her heels. Or you can try jumping out the window. I honestly wouldn't recommend any of these options. Instead, why don't you take away the chance of having an awkward situation like that and just tell your partner? Yeah, I know where your dress is. I'm kind of wearing it.
What?
Okay, maybe not like that. Definitely not like that. But you would be surprised how well most people can take it. And they will take it a lot better because you've actually told them, rather than them walking in on you and finding out that way. With a subject like this, it's always better to approach your partner first, because if they find out any other way, they're going to think it's more than what it actually is. I have told every girlfriend I have had from about the age of 17 about Jess, and I am yet to have any kind of bad response. But that's because I've played the whole subject carefully. Knowing that your male partner likes to present themselves as female can have a huge impact on a relationship. And they're bound to ask questions, which is only natural, and it's something that you have got to be prepared for. On top of that, there's always the fear that your partner is going to respond in a negative way. I've heard a few horror stories where someone's told me about their partner finding out and it's not worked out well for them. But every one of those stories I've heard has had a common theme. Either it was kept secret for far too long, or the partner found out rather than being told. So to remedy this, here are a few ways that you can let your partner know and still make sure that everyone feels comfortable. As with all my advice, take what I say and tailor it to your situation. The aim here is for you and your partner to both feel comfortable during this interaction. You're not looking to surprise them or make them angry.
You're always taking so long getting ready, spending all the time on your makeup and hair. Why don't I have even a chance to do that? You always have a nightmare and I can't believe you all the time doing it!
So my first technique is for those of you with quite LGBT friendly partners. And when I say LGBT friendly, I don't mean someone who's like this. Oh yeah, I've got a gay friend, he's so lovely. I'm talking about someone who actively takes part in LGBT culture and interests. So they might be LGBT themselves, or they might attend Pride every year in support of their friends. The reason behind this is because if you know your partner is heavily involved in LGBT culture, then it's much more likely that they'll be open to less heteronormative gender identities. Now, if your partner does fit this description, then the best approach is probably just to tell them. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend just blurting it out, but you can instead talk about how you've always had such an interest in women's fashion, or how you've always wanted to try on makeup. Just ease them into the idea of you wanting to present yourself as female, and make sure that they're aware that they can ask any questions they want. They're bound to have some, and it's a great opportunity for you to clarify any misconceptions they may have, and hopefully they should be completely accepting of it. Now we're going to move to the other end of the spectrum and talk about option 2, which is if your partner is very anti-LGBT, especially if they have very black and white views on trans people or just gender in general. And I'm really hoping this doesn't cover anyone that's actually watching this video, because if it does, you're probably not going to like the solution. Realistically, there's only two things you can do here. You can either keep it a secret and keep it that way forever and hope it stays that way forever, or you can leave your partner and upgrade to a better model. Seriously, it's 2018. The fact that anyone has a problem with LGBT people really surprises me. Now, I know that's probably not the answer you were hoping for, but believe me, I've been there. I had a girlfriend about 10 years ago who was very outspoken against LGBT people, especially the T part, and as much as it was upsetting, I knew I'd be a lot unhappier if I couldn't express myself the way I wanted to around her. And this is why now I tell my partners very early on in the relationship about Jess, because then if there is a problem, I don't mind walking out the door because I'm not too attached by that point. But the majority of people aren't going to be like that, and there's only going to be a minority of people that fall into the first category of LGBT active people too. Instead, most people fall into the third category, and these are the people who are neither for or against males wanting to present themselves as female, but they've never experienced it either. Remember that blonde bitch from earlier? Oh yeah, I've got a gay friend, he's so... Yeah, her. This is the kind of person that probably is pro-LGBT, might even have some LGBT friends, but they've always experienced it from a distance. So to bring this experience close to them can be really daunting, not just for you, but for them as well. So the best way to do it is gently. My favourite way, and this has yet to fail me, is to introduce them to similar concepts and see how they react to it. Years ago, when I wanted to approach my fiancée about it, I tried 3 different moves. The first was to joke about wearing her clothes if she ever annoyed me, which she didn't really react well to, so I moved on to the second step, which was dressing up as a girl for Halloween, and she loved it. I also found out at that point that the reason she was against me wearing her clothes was because they were her clothes. She didn't really care what I wore, just as long as I didn't stretch her dresses. Wait, was she calling me fat? That bitch! And the last trick was by watching RuPaul's Drag Race with her. When I saw her enjoying other males presenting themselves as female, then I knew there would be a much smaller chance of her being opposed to me doing it. I found these moves have been a great way of gauging how your partner will react to you saying that you want to wear dresses or makeup, and it also gives them a chance to ask you questions about it because you've told them. Obviously, play this by ear, because they may not be a fan of you dressing up as a woman for Halloween, or they could be overly critical of other males presenting themselves as female. But once you feel confident that they're not going to react badly, you can sit them down and you can just tell them. Have a glass of wine ready as well, because believe me, it really helps. Put me in a dress and tell me I'm pretty. And that's all for this video. I really hope this advice helps as many of you as it can. And whether you cross-dress because you just like dresses, or whether it's, like me, part of your gender identity, I guarantee you will feel a lot better once your partner knows, and that you don't have to keep it a secret anymore. If you have any questions, or if you just want to share some of your experiences, feel free to throw them in the comments below. If you enjoy seeing little old me on the camera, then you can just hit that like button. And if you're desperate to come back and see more, then just subscribe and make sure you turn your notifications on. And remember, who set the world on fire?
Get out my dress, I need it!
Shit.
What are you even doing in there?
I'm making a video for YouTube.
I'm gonna rip that dress off you if it's not out here in the next 5 seconds.
Don't you dare, I will fight you. She won.
Can't look back and run from what I feel inside. There's no